Hey guys. Thank you. How you guys doing tonight? Thanks, Mariella. If you guys prefer watching from the tube, you guys are welcome to watch there. Some people said they prefer it because they get to see it from my point of view. They get to see me mute people and stuff. Like, it's a little different, I suppose, but payments. Hope you're doing okay. But yeah, you do get to see a little different POV from it. You just get to see it from how I control it on here. Although I am thinking of switching to doing it on the iPad. That way I have my phone free. Because I really don't like the idea of, like, anytime I swipe out of the screen, people being able to see, like, everything on my phone. Can't say I love that. So I think what I can do is just do this on the iPad instead, and I have my phone free. That would probably be the perfect setup. I've been trying to get the best setup for, like, the last week. I don't know, I keep fucking changing that, but it's all good. It's all good. Anyways, enough about me. You guys don't really care. If you all can... Those messages didn't show, did they? But anyways, hit the request button there at the bottom, please. If you voted for Trump, if you support Trump, anything along those lines, hit the request button. We'll have a conversation, okay? Yeah, I mean, if you don't think there's anything respectful, Jose, then come on out. We'll have a conversation. Although your invites are off, I find that to be a little suspicious. Just a little bit. No sense in it. That sounds like a convenient excuse. Hello. How you doing? On to the next guest. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. So, wait, do you like immigrants?
I just have to know your age before we move forward.
I'm 18.
Okay, cool.
Do you like immigrants?
I don't know any immigrants personally.
So why do you say that, like, MAGA hates immigrants?
Well, it's not a matter of me liking them or not liking them. If they're
No, I'm not. Well, not necessarily liking them. Do you just like? Do you not like them, or do you like them? Like, or are you neutral about it? Like, you don't really care.
As an individual,
as a whole, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's neutral, really.
So you like rapists and killers coming into our country and murdering people?
Well, you don't care about those things.
I don't care about children being. Yeah, I don't care about children being raped.
Yeah, try not to say that word on TikTok, otherwise your account's gonna get taken down.
I don't give a shit.
Well, I do care, so please don't. Yeah,
I don't kick off your fucking panel, bro.
I don't think you care about that, because if you did, you would want to be kicking Americans out. But you left, dude. This is just another example of somebody that just bought into Trump's rhetoric because they are too lazy to pull up the data on their own. Guys, it takes maybe like a minute, 2 minutes, something like that to pull up this data. We can see that immigrants don't commit these crimes at higher rates than U.S. citizens. It's lower rates. It's in fact lower rates. You can look that stuff up. It's very easy to look up. For anybody watching on the tube, hello. Make sure you guys sub to me over there. Hello. How are you?
Hey, how's it going tonight, man?
It's going. I just need to know your age before we move forward.
I'm 28.
All right, what's up?
I just wanted to ask, like, when you say MAGA, do you talk about, like, specifically the people that wear the hats and are super, like, rah-rah with Trump, or is it anybody who voted for him?
In this specific context, it would be anyone that voted for him. In this context.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, like, for instance, I'm someone that voted for him in the, like, the general election, but, like, did not vote for him in the primaries. and like I'm not super rah-rah. I think he's doing like a B-B job, in my opinion. But in this case, like for this prompt and everything, you would still consider me MAGA.
I would say anybody that voted for him still is participating in the harm or participated in the harm that has been done and is currently being done by his administration. Especially if you're still supporting him, yeah.
I see. Okay. And can I ask, like, is there anything that you think his administration has done well in the past year or even like his first term?
Yeah, I mean, I can give credit to his first term. There was a few things. There was the Mission Act that was passed, which was in addition to the Veterans Choice Act, which I think was beneficial. It helped me personally and helped many other veterans. There was a bill that was passed for animal abuse that was passed under his administration, and then of course Operation Warp Speed. So give credit to things that happened during his first administration, sure.
And then what about like foreign policy wise? I mean, judging from the fact you're a vet, you probably have some interest in that. I would assume, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this go around, or really, the last go around, he's done anything good foreign policy wise. I'll be honest, it's really hard for me to think of anything good that he's done so far this administration. You know, again, I was able to give you a couple things his first term. It's a little difficult this term. I just don't. I haven't seen anything personally.
Sure.
He's been doing a lot of harm.
Okay. I mean, for me, I care most about economic and foreign policy. It's just my interest points. And I'm not like a big fan of like blanket tariffs on everybody. I think that's stupid. But like targeted tariffs towards China and like using the stick when necessary, when the carrot is not effective, I think is good. And then like actions in Venezuela and Iran, and things we're doing in the Indo-Pacific, like I'm pretty stoked about that stuff too, for this term.
Okay. And guys, we'll do a new guest at 15,000 likes, by the way. If you voted for Trump, hit the request button, just tap and share. Yeah, so like, how do you think, and I don't think anyone, Andrea, thank you. I don't think anyone's necessarily against specific tariffs when needed. I think people have more so of an issue when it comes to blanketed tariffs, right? Just because, yeah, like under previous administrations, there were tariffs that were there were targeted tariffs. Nobody really had much of an issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think more like when it comes to China, for example, I'm cool with a tariff on everything. Unless like targeted towards countries, I'm cool with, even though that's not really outlined in the WTO. Like I get that, but
using it like Trump has threatened to use it as a tactic to European countries, saying if you don't do this or do that, I will tariff you. And like I think that's like pretty childish.
Yeah, I mean, and look, there are some things that Europe does to American companies that I'm not a big fan of, like frivolous lawsuits against Apple and you know Boeing and other American companies that I kind of view as just a way to make a quick buck. Like the whole Apple situation with forcing them to go USB-C, or else you know they get levied with a hefty fine. Like I just think that's stupid. And frankly, it's none of the EU's business what Apple does, what charger they have. The fact that the EU is going to put like billions of dollars in fines towards Apple for not having a certain charger is that's just crazy to me. And I think that they should, you know, be hit with the stick a little bit for that because, you know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Chris, you can come up. Seems like you know about that a little bit. Yeah, guys, keep tapping and sharing. We're going to go to a new guest at 50K. Hey, Chris, I know you wanted to speak on that real quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in. So you don't think that the EU should have any right to enforce their laws?
No, I just think that, you know, laws shouldn't be frivolous.
So who is the arbiter of what laws are frivolous and which ones aren't?
Well, I think people are.
Okay, so for example, if for example, people of a nation or the better part of a continent were to think that that certain laws were not serving them, it would be their responsibility to vote out said elected officials, right?
Sure. Yep.
Sure, but also if it were to serve them, but doesn't serve American interests, say for example, in the fact that regardless of what phone type you have, having one standard charger, because that way people can have one type of charger that works for fucking everything, the fact that that's a law and it helps the citizens of Europe, actually it fucking helps everybody. If they have laws that, I don't know, support their citizenry, shouldn't we be fans of that because that helps everybody?
No, I actually think it stifles innovation. I think that
You think having one type of charger stifles innovation?
yeah, so I'll explain why. So if in the EU, if you mandate that every single phone company has to have USB-C as the standard in their electronic devices, then it's going to be pretty hard for companies like Apple or Samsung or Google to improve upon that model and maybe
Okay,
make a
so
better.
that has nothing to do with the charging cable? Also,
Well, it
are
does.
you a fan of the invisible hand?
Like the market's invisible hand?
Yes, that would be the invisible hand of the market, yes.
Sure, yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Cool. So wouldn't you say the same thing applies to who people elect into office?
I think it's much less of an invisible hand, but yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Okay, so by that same principle, that would mean unless all of the individuals who were part of the countries that were responsible for enacting those laws, unless they all had like a referendum and ousted all of their leaders, there's a pretty good chance, or pushed for repeal of that law, pretty good chance that it actually serves them. Right?
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be enforcing our will on the rest of the world because we think it's more innovative.
I'm curious as to having a standard USB-C charger would prevent innovation anyways. I mean, what could they not innovate that the USB-C prevents that from?
So let's take it back, and this is just an example here. Let's take it back to 2010 when the 30 pin was the standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the EU were to say, we are going to mandate that every single phone and electronic device use the 30-pin connector, you cannot. And if you do use something else, we're going to fine you billions of dollars. What is the incentive for companies to innovate and make greater technology?
That's not what happened, though. They didn't say, we want this to be the technology of choice. What they said was, every other major carrier or every other major manufacturer of cell phones, which, by the way, there are other brands outside of Samsung and Apple. There are a bunch of other brands. They're just not as popular in the U.S. because we have skewed the rules towards those two companies because we don't believe in innovation as a country. Oh, wait! So
what?
No,
what are you talking
seriously,
about?
look at Huawei. If you were to look at Huawei,
well, you gotta
is
pronounce
one of
it
the
correctly.
major
It's
cell phone
Huawei. It's
manufacturers.
Huawei. You got to pronounce it correctly first.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
It's Huawei.
Okay. I don't know if you take a quick second and you click on my profile, you will see that I'm actually deaf. So you can understand why I might have mispronounced that.
Okay, fair enough.
Cool.
Hey, let me just introduce this guest real quick. Let me see if they're opposition. Guys, we might do like group things like we did earlier instead of having like one guest and kick it, all that type of thing. User, are you opposition?
Yes.
All right. I just need to know your age before we move forward.
Oh, 27.
All right. Let Chris go ahead, and then you can chime in, or we can talk about a new topic. I prefer to move on to a new topic, but like.
Yeah, I'm too boring. I get it.
It's a little dark of yours.
Yeah, the excitement around universal chargers is and calling that. But the thing of it is the laws of a country. The point of it all being the laws of a country, or the laws of a string of countries that are banding together for more cohesive laws across those lands. Those are their laws, and that's their right. And we can call it frivolous, but frankly, I found it beneficial. Nothing?
I thought we were going to let the other gentleman speak.
Okay. All right. Well, user, you voted for Trump, or you support him?
Yes.
All right. And no, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but no, okay. You can still stay up if he's going to talk about something different. That's fine. If
Yeah,
you
that's
want
cool.
to, of course. All right, so user, what prompted you to join? Obviously, the topic, but what did you want to speak on?
Yeah, so why do I hate science? I hate science because it's really annoying when liberals always say, talk to the experts, trust the experts. There's only one expert that I trust, and that's Jesus Christ.
I don't really have time for trolls right now, man. So
I'm not a troll. Like, I might have an opinion that you disagree with, but I'm not a troll.
all right, fuck it. We'll run with it for a second. So, how do you know what is true when it comes to science, based on Jesus or not?
Oh gosh.
Are you there? User?
Yeah. Anything that's in the Bible. So if it's in the Bible, it's true. If it's not in the Bible, it's false.
So what
Okay.
did the Bible say about universal charging cables?
Nothing.
I
And
got
that means
jokes.
So
it's not really relevant.
wait, so they don't exist then? Because that is science.
Well, it's like I shouldn't have to care about it because liberals say hey, you need to take this vaccine because the expert said so. Hey, you need to brush your teeth every night because the expert said so. One out of 10 dentists.
All right, see ya.
I don't.
Yeah, all right. I figured it was trolling, but we had to confirm.
Hey, I can spice things up. I promise. We can talk about Venezuela if you want.
We can definitely talk about it. That's fine. But POV, Povsy, are you opposition?
I am indeed
Okay, great. I just need to know your age, please.
28.
Okay, great. And guys, make sure you do watch on the tube if you want. You get to see from my point of view, slightly different, but at the very least, sub to me over there. It's Dougielifts. Link is in the bio. Okay. What did you want to speak on specifically, Povsy? If I'm pronouncing.
Well, I mean, really, any of those are good for me. I can give my 2 cents on any of them.
All right, go for it. What's the thing that you feel like you have the most knowledge on?
Well, I mean, abortion is like the go-to easy one for me.
Chris, do you want to do this or?
I'm game if you're okay with it. I just love. Wait,
Sure.
POV. Are you a man?
I am indeed, yes.
Cool.
That's correct.
Yeah, just what I wanted to hear. Another man talking about abortion. Cool.
What's your take?
Well, I think abortion is murder, and I'm against murder.
So, but the definition, and let's just try not to use that word. TikTok doesn't like it. It would
Oh,
be
my bad.
No, you're good. It would be an unjustified unaliving, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any exceptions?
This is a rough one. Obviously, rules in terms of laws should not be made for the exceptions, but made for the generalities, right? Made for the general occurrence of the event, not these random extremities that do occur, but are very a very small percentage of the actual.
So you wouldn't
ones
make
that
it
do occur.
for the exceptions. I just want to.
I'm sorry.
Make that clear.
What are you counting as
know
a small
exactly.
exception?
So a large percentage of the abortions that happen are not.
No. I'm asking what's a small exception.
Like a below 5% is a small exception.
Okay, so when we talk about what is falling into that small exception, are you saying anything, whether it's grape, whether it is incest, whether it is harming the life of the pregnant person? All of those are things that would fall currently under exception. And all of those cases, you're going to say all of those together are that small a percent?
I mean, I would have to pull up the information off the internet. Unfortunately, I don't have a computer next to me. I do have my phone, I suppose, but
You do. And I would certainly encourage, if you want to have this conversation, we're going to be talking citing sources.
I believe Mr. Doug's pulling up sources, so I'll just go off of whatever Mr. Doug
You
says.
need to have your own sources because he's not going to pull up sources for you.
I'm saying
if you
if
make
the
a
data,
claim, buddy, you got to
the
back
data
up your
should
own
stand by
claim.
itself, right?
Otherwise, it's irrelevant.
I believe the data should support whatever he pulls up. I believe it will support that the minority of
what number is
abortions
okay?
are.
So, like, for example, let's say there's 10% that fall into the category of medical, I guess they don't, inchmess, whatever, grape, things like that, right?
Okay.
Let's say it's like 10%, right? I think there's
Okay.
roughly, if we're talking on a worldwide scale, I believe there's 1 million per year, if I'm not mistaken.
Let
I gotta
let's
recheck
talk
that
about.
data, but anyways, what I'm saying, that's 100,000 though. So you're telling me those 100,000 just don't worry
Right,
about
right.
it?
On a large scale, any small percentage is going to be a massive amount of people. But
Yeah.
can we try and talk about the U.S. in general, just as a
Well, sure. Let me. So
because
Fine
it's going
with
to be very
US.
hard to.
I'm fine with the US.
yeah, that's fine. We can do it per year. Let's look it up. How much in the U.S. Uh,
No, but he made
okay,
a claim, so he should back up his claim with data. I don't want to do the work for him.
No, I was wrong. Actually, it's roughly about 1 million per year in the U.S. I thought it was worldwide. It's the U.S.
A
So yeah,
million.
let's say it is 10%, right? That is medical, grape, etc., etc. That's still 100,000 individuals.
100. Yeah, it's an incredible amount.
Sure. So you don't
Um,
want to have an exception for those?
so, for the sake of argument, I will give the exception. Right? I'll give the exception. Let's talk about the 90% now.
Well, I just want to make sure, and we can get towards the 90%. I just want to make sure you would have an exception.
Yeah, I would have an exception. I will say that.
Okay, so in your worldview, Schmurder's okay in 10% of cases.
Well, my personal exception is it's a greatly small percentage of that. I don't want to share just for the sake of keeping it civil and not too crazy.
I wouldn't throw around ableism, but you know,
Howdy,
whatever.
partner. Well, listen, I don't want you lying to us for the sake of the conversation. If something's on your mind, say it.
Right, right. And I mean, just for the sake of, it's not that I don't want to exactly say it. It's just that, when trying to bring somebody whose perspective is, in one direction, you kind of want to reach for some middle ground. So the 90% is what I'm reaching for here. That's the
I'm
middle
saying
ground.
it's more important that a fetus that a pregnant person be forced to carry a fetus to birth, regardless of whether or not that incubator survives. So, I mean, I don't know what number of unalivings of pregnant people is acceptable for you, or how many pregnant people have to be assaulted. Like, do you even understand what the leading cause of unaliving for pregnant people is?
The leading cause for pregnant people, I mean,
Yeah, do you understand what the
probably
leading cause
pregnancy.
of unaliving among pregnant people is? Because I do. You want to know?
The pregnancy itself, right?
No, actually, it's DV.
It's
It's
you said
DV.
DV.
Yeah,
Chris
they get
can't say the
unalived by
full.
their spouse.
Do you know what DV is?
I'm sorry, I don't.
It's domestic violence. TikTok's
Oh,
so strict.
okay.
Yeah, they
TikTok's
get-
strict with
They get
I see,
unalived
yeah.
by a partner. Yeah.
I mean, that's not good.
No,
that's bad. I'm not saying that's.
good. That is
Not that I
the
didn't
opposite.
believe you. Not that I didn't believe you, Chris. I did want to look it up because that did seem surprising. And Chris it's true. I mean, I can show it here if you question it, Pawsy. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I did.
I
not,
mean,
I definitely.
I'll
learned
just accept it
something
for face
today.
value. Could you repeat it just so I have it in my head?
The leading cause of unaliving for pregnant people is DV.
Okay.
Self-unaliving is included in that as well, which probably is related to those things, I'd imagine.
You said cell phone unaliving?
Self-unaliving?
Oh, okay.
Cell
Okay.
phones don't unalive people. Thankfully.
That's why. Yeah.
RFK may think differently, but
Yeah, exactly. Homo side. Yes.
oh,
See what I did there? See what I did? I made a
I
TikTok
shouldn't be
say,
laughing at it, but all
hey,
right.
Ash, welcome up.
Hey,
All right. Wait, is that person still here, or did they leave?
yeah.
No,
Oh.
he's still
There-
here.
Okay. There was another box. It might have been.
Oh, yeah.
That was a different one. And guys,
That was-
I'm happy to bring up another opposition. I've been enjoying, and it seems like the chat has been enjoying like two ops versus a couple other friendlies. So I'm happy to do that. I can bring one up, but it's got to be another opposition. Go ahead, Ash. I know you wanted to say something. while I bring.
I was
him
just
over.
curious if he gave what his argument was for why a person would have to maintain pregnancy.
He just said he believes it's just murder. 1 second, we'll elaborate on that in a second. Barpy, are you opposition?
Yes and no.
I got to know either way.
Yes and no.
We're talking about ABs right now. So in this topic, are you opposition?
AB. I just joined.
I can't say the fault. Well, abortions, whatever. TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You
That
pro-life,
one.
pro-choice?
That one I am against, but
Okay, cool. We'll have the conversation. Well, I just want to make sure, just because we're gonna have a group conversation. So,
Okay.
Pawsey, however you pronounce your name, go ahead and state why you believe it's murder. That way we can go with us. Yeah.
Right. It's not too complicated on my end. It's just I think unaliving of babies is unjust,
Okay.
and I believe that it's morally wrong
Okay, why?
because by definition, schmurda is
Right,
the
why?
unjust killing.
Right, why
of
is
a
it?
baby.
Why is AB unjustified?
Because it's an innocent life that it was out of it had no choice in its creation. Actually, it was
I don't think
I
that
had no
two
choice
people.
in my creation. Doesn't mean
think
I.
that's
Yes.
relevant.
Yeah, that doesn't
Well,
matter.
well, just because it has no choice, the people who had the choice have the
But that's not-
responsibility.
That's not answering
Dude.
the question, though.
Well, I'm saying the life is innocent, right? It's an innocent life.
We end innocent life all the time.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We take people off life support.
That's a whole nother.
I mean,
No,
ballpark.
there's a person relying on life support, and then there's a person relying on my body, and both things require an action to remove that life support, and then both people unalive because of the conditions of their own condition.
Well, they are different. They are similar, but they are different.
Why are they different? What's the symmetry breaker?
So, well, one has the potential to change the world, while the other is at the very end of their life.
what about the
One has the
pregnant
potential-
person? Does the pregnant person who we're not considering in this whole equation, do their lives not count?
Okay, their lives definitely count. And
No, because you said fuck them. If it doesn't matter whether it's going to
I
cause
don't
them
remember
to
saying
unalive. You didn't give an exception
You
for
didn't say it
that.
directly, but
You said that it didn't matter whether it caused them to have to lose their life.
How about
So I just want to clarify if their life mattered too.
if we lived in a world where all children were born into slavery, starvation, and grape, would you then say abortion was moral?
well, we do live in that world. It's not totally full of it, but
Well, hold on. Just
Thank
answer
you.
that
That's
question.
incorrect.
You made the claim that they are born into like changing the world. So you're making a claim based on positive things that you think would happen. So if there was no option for positivity and everything immoral, would you say then that abortions would be allowed?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Well, you made a claim based on the potential. I'm just curious, does it matter what the baby? You made the claim that they're born into something that you think is a moral good. So if we know that they're born into something that is a moral bad, that is immoral, would you then say that abortion is allowed?
Okay, well, to clarify, what I was saying earlier was that the baby has the potential to become great. Not
It
that the
also
world
has the
itself was
potential to
great.
become bad.
right. It
True,
could,
true.
It could
Or
be
it
the
has the
next, it could be
poten-
the next Adolf for all you
Yeah,
know.
or you
Yeah.
could have a miscarriage the next day. So potentiality doesn't really matter to me because we don't know the future.
But do you mind answering her question? Because it seems like you're trying to beat around the bush with it.
Yeah, well, so what I think her question was that if it was an evil world, right, a purely evil world with
Yeah.
many bad things
I don't
happening.
think she said that.
Okay, so I misunderstood then. What was her question?
Well, yeah. I mean that's fine. I'm just saying you made the claim that the reason that they can't be unalived is because they have the potential, right, of all these good things. So I'm asking, in the case where all children are born into slavery, starvation, and grape, would you then allow for abortion?
Yeah, so if it was just a one and done, like a one-way path, I mean, that'd be a terrible world to live in. I think we'd
She's
have
not
a
trying
few
to
bigger
trap you. She's not
problems.
trying to trap you. She's just trying to get clarification of where your standpoint is.
Well,
So
I'm
let
trying.
her-
Right.
What
I
I'm
mean,
trying
it's
to
just a
show.
strange,
It's not.
hypothetical.
What I'm
I'm not
trying
sure.
to show is that you're giving reasons that are irrelevant. So if the reason that you think we can't unalive babies is because of the good things that can happen, then you would say that you would then allow for abortion if no good things were to happen. So I don't think that that's the reason.
mean,
It's
I
inconsistent.
mean, that's such a world where no good things happen is just such a crazy idea.
Really not.
It's a hypothetical to narrow down what your reasoning is. Obviously, that world doesn't exist. It's the point of debate to narrow down your reasoning. And Barbie,
Yeah,
you're welcome to chime in on this conversation, by the way, man.
Okay, I didn't know if I was
No,
interrupting.
please
or
do.
anything.
Anytime there's a break, and obviously don't talk over someone.
Yeah.
And if something's directed towards somebody, let that person answer. But
Yeah.
You can say stuff, please.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
You know, I don't have a whole lot of knowledge on this, but
Sure.
how come when someone KILLS, someone, I don't know if I can say that,
Unalive, just saying alive. I
and-
know it's a
okay.
stupid word, but just
and they're pregnant, why is that considered a double homicide?
Not.
But
It's on the state.
it is.
It's not. It's state by state, and you have to be. I think it's 28 states or 24 states, and you have to be above 24 weeks pregnant, and it's considered an unjustified, third party unjustified ending of a pregnancy. It's not considered double homicide. I think there's been some very rare cases, like with Lacey Peterson, who was full term, and there was some exceptions made with that. But the reason that is illegal is because there was a third party making the decision for the person who is pregnant. That's why.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
also appeal to legality, because we can just say on the opposite end that like they don't have a social security number, they don't pay taxes, that sort of thing, right? So I think doing an appeal to legality isn't a justification as to whether this is moral or immoral decision to do, or immoral.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good point on that as well, Ash, because that is past the point of viability. POV, I don't know if we ever really clarified, when do you consider it a quote life?
I'm one of those. I have a conception. Once it.
Oh,
is-
okay. So
yeah,
do you
a
know what
conception.
percentage, if you consider it conception, okay, do you know what percentage of fertilized eggs actually make it to implantation?
I don't know the percentage, but that's just. That's
No,
not.
no,
That's out
I
of
would
our
say it's an
hands.
important statistic, if that's your claim.
I mean, it is my claim.
Yeah, 50%. Don't ever of fertilized eggs do not ever get implanted, and that's before you consider literally anything else.
And that's why they call it the miracle of life, right? It's not even a
No,
guarantee
it's
that
not.
it can.
It's
it
not a
can
fucking
happen.
miracle.
That's a.
Yeah.
It's all a
Wow, all right.
crapshoot. It is all a crapshoot.
What
I'm
state
sorry.
do you?
Sorry to hear that.
POV, what state do you live in?
I'm in the Midwest. I'll say that.
Okay. What are the abortion laws in your state?
It is pretty liberal, actually. Probably
Do you know?
one of the more liberal.
Do you know?
I don't know exactly what the laws are.
Don't you
but
think
I
that
know
you
it's
should
allowed.
know? Don't you think you should know if you're going to come up here and talk about it?
We
Well-
won't look you up. You can tell us what state. We can give
Well,
you
I mean,
some
you don't-
guidance on what the laws are.
I just am making the point that they never know. I've asked this
Oh,
question
it's
to every
true.
single man that I've debated, and they never once have ever known the abortion laws in their own state, yet they want to talk about it.
Hey guys, I'll swap out a new guest, say at like 40,000 likes. Obviously, I have to have an opposition in the box. So if you are pro-life and you guys want to continue this conversation, I'm fine with it. But just request if you are pro-life, okay? And we'll get to you shortly.
Why do you assign life at conception?
Because that's when we can reliably say that the chance for life occurs.
Well, hold on, but Chris just gave. Is it Chris? You pronounce
Yeah.
it Chris, right?
Yep, uh-huh.
But the Y always throws me off because my brain will read it as cries. Like I can't stop reading it, but I know it comes out as Chris, so it's like my brain likes to do weird tricks on me, and then if I assume, I'm always wrong. But anyway, just like Chris said, and now I lost my train of thought. What were we just saying? Sorry.
About life starting at
yes.
conception.
Thank you. Yeah, you said that that's when we know that there'll be a chance, but actually, statistically speaking, most don't make it to birth.
That's right. That's right. I mean, but
Right.
you can't say
you-
before conception that life will happen, right? At conception,
Well, why not?
that's when the percentage begins.
Well, hold on.
That's when
What-
the
yeah,
chances.
hold on.
Yeah,
begin.
it can be done at any time.
Wait, you absolutely could. One sperm enters the vagina. Every sperm could potentially be life, right?
I mean, yeah, there is
Okay.
a very, very small
Okay, so
percentage,
then
I
does
suppose.
life start as soon as the sperm is inside of the vagina?
At conception? So once it hits the egg and
But you
fertilizes.
said, hold on, but you said at conception it's because there's a potential for life, and then we went over like
Right.
statistically there's really not. So if it's
Right.
about potential
You know.
for life, then I would say that life really begins at ejaculation and sperm inside the vagina, because all sperm
Yeah.
then has a potential to be life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm
Because
more
if it's
accurate.
alive, then it wouldn't be potential anymore. That would be life.
For
But the
sure.
potential for life would be
Right.
when the semen enters the vaginal canal. Yep.
Which is what you value. You value the potential, it seems, and not necessarily the life itself. That's what appears.
I mean, it's true. I mean, I would have to look at the statistics, but maybe the first significant chance for life is at conception, and that's when.
All right, but now we have to ask what's significant. I mean,
Yeah, what would be a significant?
Well, I mean, if you were saying 50%, 50% is significant.
Well, 50% of fertilized eggs don't get implanted, and then I believe about 25% of implanted also end in a loss. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
It's
there's-
25
and
to
then there's-
30%.
yeah, and then there's stillbirths and preterm labor and fetal demise. So if we look everything up, I can tell you there's roughly 7.5 pregnancies 7.5 million. I have to do the math. I have it written down about about how many pregnancies we think that there are with those statistics. That's actually pretty low.
And I have a question while she's looking that up, if you're okay with it, POV.
Of course.
Okay, so you said earlier that you think that life is such a miracle. If it's such a miracle, why do the bodies of pregnant people naturally miscarry at such a high rate?
Oh man, that could be a number of issues.
I mean,
There's-
no,
there's-
it just happens. I mean, I can tell you the science behind it, but I don't know if that would go along with your mystical miracle sort of, or the fact that God just allows those babies to unalive.
I mean, no, there are reasons. Chemical imbalances in the woman is one of the reasons.
Oh, you're going to blame the pregnant person? How
I'm not
often
saying-
does that occur?
No. I'm not saying
you just
it's
brought
her
up a point.
fault.
How often does a chemical imbalance cause the termination of a pregnancy? Can you give us some data on that?
I don't know, but I know.
No, please look it up. I would love to have that information.
I'm
not even sure if you Googled that the answer would come up, because I'm pretty sure.
I
that's
just
a vague
still
thing anyway.
don't think you've answered why there's an obligation that somebody has to maintain pregnancy. That's what I haven't gotten yet.
Life is valuable, right?
Well, correct. But my life is valuable and nobody owes me a kidney. So what?
Right.
Right. So life is valuable does not assign obligation. So I'm asking why I'm obligated to sustain the fetus's life. And you haven't really sustained, you haven't given a grounding argument for that yet.
Hey guys, make sure you please keep tapping the screen. We can swap out a guest at 40,000 likes. So if you are, I guess, in this conversation pro-life or just opposite in general, hit the request button. We'll get to you. Go ahead, man.
I mean, there's any number of reasons why
So give me one.
why a woman should
would only-
try to keep the baby, right?
Well, you would only need, right, but we're not talking about like why and what people want to do and what people should try to do. We're talking about what's going to be legally mandated, right? And so what people have access to. So if we're going to force people to use their bodies against the will, we should have a pretty good argument for that. And you haven't given that yet, because there aren't any other circumstances where people are obligated to use their life critical and biological resources to keep other people alive. So what is the difference during pregnancy, and why do pregnant women lose that autonomy and that integrity over their body?
I mean, you could say men going to war is in effect them giving their bodies and their lives for the sake of
so there's a
protecting
couple
their
things.
nation and their women.
Sure. So there's a couple things. Number one, I disagree with the draft. Number two, men that set that system up and women have been actively trying to dismantle the draft. And then men who sign up and are in the military make that decision. They can also decide to even take an honorable discharge or go AWOL if they choose to not go to war and then reap whatever so sure, I could agree with that, and I disagree with the draft. I don't think we should be forcing people to use their bodies against their will.
Yes, yeah, and I will say, because I actually did serve a little bit, and I will say that
Can you actually just answer the question then about why I'm obligated to use my life critical and biological resources to keep another person alive?
I mean, it's quite literally the best thing a woman does is give birth, right? You give life, right?
Jesus.
No, have you given birth? Have you given birth?
I have not. No.
Okay, so then you can't make that claim. And just
What
because
do you
something is
mean?
good doesn't mean that we force people to do it, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
I agree. Just
And
because
it's
something's
also
good.
not
However,
the best thing that a woman can do. And what you're doing right now is you're reducing women down to their femaleness, right? So there's a lot of
What?
women. Well, so what about women who can't give birth? What is the best thing that they can do?
I mean, that's the best thing. I'm not any
Wait, what is,
specialist here, but
just
answer the
answer the
question.
question. What is the best thing that somebody who can't give birth do?
I mean, I could think of many good things somebody who can't give birth
Oh,
can
okay.
do.
So
What
then
is
it's
the
not the
best,
best
though?
thing.
No, what's the best
right?
thing?
Probably the next best would probably be adoption. Adoption
Are
would
you a
probably be the next best.
politician? Because the way you dodge questions is
Wait,
I feel like
so
I'm
wait,
fairly
what
fair.
if she can't have children and she also doesn't want children? You think she should adopt children? What if
Well,
she's
if
not
she doesn't
married?
want children, she probably shouldn't adopt children.
Okay, so then
Right.
So what is her value? Are you saying she doesn't have value now?
Well, she could be a teacher. She could be a mentor.
Oh,
She
Wait,
could
wow.
be a
so
cook,
women
like
must do things that have to do with children? I'm confused here.
wow.
well,
'Cause
teaching. You can teach college people, and they're considered adults.
Yeah, what if I want to be a wrestler and eat nachos on stage and that's my thing and I want to
Okay.
wear a Speedo and a t-shirt that says "Rawr, I'm a nacho eater wrestler, hear me roar," and I don't want children.
Or-
Is that okay with
I mean,
you?
if
Am I
you're saying-
still
Or
valuable?
a president.
Yes, you're still valuable. But if you're
Oh,
saying
okay.
what's the best thing I can do, right? Then you look at your strengths, you look at your gifts that you have, and you
Okay,
think,
so then
how
back
can
to the
I
statement
provide
then.
to the world?
Why so then back to the question that you still haven't answered is why am I obligated to sustain pregnancy against my will?
Because in a sense, you have this great ability. It's almost
You're just repeating, right?
Let
You're
me.
just
Let,
saying-
can I answer? Can I answer, please?
No,
You're
because
just
you're
repeating.
making
You're essentially
making
saying
a
the same thing I'm
subject.
saying.
You're making
No.
a
I'm
subjective
pre.
claim.
I'm
No,
introducing my
you're not.
answer.
So a person is pregnant who does not want to be pregnant, does not want children, does not want to go through pregnancy, does not want to give birth. It is literally the worst thing that could ever happen to her. Now, why is she obligated to sustain pregnancy?
If it really is one of the worst things that can happen to her, how come all
Okay,
grandmas
Don't
seem to
ask me
see
a
like
question.
the
Don't
best?
ask me a question. Answer the question.
Bro, you
I'm
gotta
not.
answer a fucking question.
Answer my
I
question.
feel like I've been answering these questions. but
You're
all
not.
right.
I've not been answering
You're
a
not.
single
You
question.
haven't answered one of my questions. That's why I'm still
All right.
asking you the same question.
Why should the woman carry the baby? Right. That's your.
Against her will.
Yeah,
Why
why am I
Against her
obligated?
will.
You're saying that I ought be legally forced to go through great bodily injury and physiological changes and use my life critical and biological resources to sustain the life of another person. Where's the
Okay.
obligation in that?
So I think this brings back to the earlier point where I said the 10% of women who are pregnant. This is those cases where they don't want it or they've been forced to carry it, right?
I'm not talking about the 10%. I'm asking why any person should be forced to use their life critical and biological resources to sustain the life of another person, and you're still not answering.
Any person should be forced to because
No.
But not
Why?
any person, because you give a grape exception, right? So it's not any person. It's some people. What is the obligation that some people have to go through pregnancy and birth
okay, well,
Against their will.
against their will?
okay, isn't that not grape?
Yes, I would. Yes, I actually think forced birth is a form of sexual assault, but that's not the question that we're having. So
I mean,
I'm
it's-
going to ask you again.
Okay, I'm imagining most women who are not raped are having a kid because they want to.
Okay,
I would
most
say
people.
most
Hold
women.
on.
Not
Hold on.
necessarily.
Not everybody who gets pregnant wants to be pregnant. That's why women have abortions,
Why not just use like condoms or birth control?
because you can still get pregnant. And if you get pregnant, are you going to allow for an abortion?
There's
The
a high-
majority
there's a
of
high
people-
percent of pregnancies that occurred when people were using some form of contraception.
Yeah, it's the majority of cases in states that that track the reasons. The majority of cases, they're using at least one form of birth control.
Excellent.
You're
The
just
sperm is
giving.
evolving.
You're just giving ways to mitigate pregnancy, and we try that. We're not talking about prevention. We're talking about what happens when a person is pregnant and whether they should stay pregnant or be allowed to have an abortion. And you haven't given the reason. You're just saying, I think you should stay pregnant, but haven't given a reason, right?
I don't think there's a large percentage of women who are not raped
You're
and who
still
are
not.
Not answering
I
the
don't
question.
care what you think. The first question they ask people when they become pregnant, was this a planned pregnancy? And overwhelmingly, the answer is no.
Overwhelmingly, yeah. Do you know what the UN? Now, since you can't answer a single fucking question, do you know what the
Literally,
UN? Do you know what the UN says about AB?
Oh, what does the UN say?
The UN says that denying access to to AB is a human rights violation and can constitute torture, inhumane treatment, and a violation of rights to health, privacy, and non-discrimination, forcing pregnant people into unsafe procedures and early, ending of their lives.
Why don't you just say what you want to say about the people who aren't being raped, right? You think, just what's the obligation? Just say it, and then we'll discuss it.
Ideally, I mean, I imagine women who are not raped they want to have the baby. That's why they're having these
Incorrect.
pregnancies.
Wait, you don't. Wait, what? Okay, back up. What happens before pregnancy?
The contraception and the
No,
deed
no. You're engaged. What are you engaging?
or
in?
conception.
What are you engaging in?
The deed.
Okay. Do all people who have sex want to get pregnant?
So probably not. No.
Okay, no.
However,
the answer
they
is
should
no.
all-
The answer is
Uh,
no.
yes,
The
yes, no.
majority
However,
of the hold on. The majority of the time, when people engage in sex, overwhelmingly, they are trying to actively avoid pregnancy. Right? Are pregnant people, when they're pregnant, trying to get pregnant when they have sex? No.
I don't know what percentage of
Because they're
pregnancies-
pregnant.
Wait, hold on.
Probably
Wait,
not,
hold on.
probably
Hold
not,
on.
yeah,
Wait,
probably
did
not.
you hear my question?
Yes.
What was the question I asked?
They probably do pregnant people want to have want to get pregnant when they're having when they're doing the deed, right?
Right. Do they?
Probably. I mean, they're already pregnant, so probably
Correct.
not.
And they would still have sex, meaning people have sex for other reasons than getting pregnant. So instead of saying things like, well, I think most people, like, when they get pregnant, they wanted to get pregnant, that's still not giving us the obligation.
I mean,
Remember,
this
guys,
could
hold on,
lead
one
to
second, dude. Guys,
another
40,000
discussion
likes.
where
Hold on, dude. 40,000 likes, I'll swap out a guest, okay? So if you're in a request box, you have to be opposition. Friendlies, please drop, okay? Go ahead and answer it, man.
well, I'm just saying that this could lead. I really want to focus on abortion, so I'm not gonna go into the other because there's a whole plethora of moral issues that I personally
I'm
disagree with.
asking you why you don't want to allow women to get abortions. That's what I'm asking you. You haven't told me yet.
Because
Okay,
if they were to get an abortion,
I'm pregnant. Why can't I have an abortion?
because you're unaliving the baby.
Okay, but that's not an obligation. We unalive people all the time.
I
I
mean,
think
we've
it's justified that I refuse resources to the fetus.
you
Duh.
you made this. Okay, go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
value I don't mean to change it, but sometimes they listen better to a man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
you
God.
said you value opposition, right? Or not opposition. I don't know why I said that. I don't know.
What?
Potential.
You value
Potential.
like future. I can't think of the word.
Potential.
Potential. Yeah, you value potential.
Yeah, that they
right?
could be like changing the world.
Yes,
Yes,
you value potential.
yes.
Is that the main reason why?
Yeah, I mean the potential for life. Like we don't
Okay.
we don't have enough knowledge to stop that.
That's
from
fine.
happening.
So you're granting it some sort of morality based on its potential, right? And is that
Right,
something
right.
that we do all the time with other things, or is it
Basing our morality on
on the potential of something else?
yes, I would say yes.
So if a 5-year-old has the potential to drive at the age of 16, are we going to grant it a driver's license?
I think that's a conflation of the definition. There's a reason
Potential,
why.
no. Does
No,
a
it's
5-year-old have
potential.
a 5-year-old 100% has the potential to be 16?
Well,
right?
here, Doug, to keep
Yes,
it, let's just
yes.
no, hold on.
That's a
Actually,
little
Doug, that's good.
disingenuous,
Hold
though.
on, Doug, that's good. Let's stay there, but let's make it more analogous then. Let's just say that my child's born and now it needs my kidney and my blood. And
Well, your kidney is too big for it, so it's not gonna.
no, that's actually
work.
not true at all. I don't think that's that you know how that works. But let's say that I have the resources it needs. Am I required to give my organs and my blood and tissues to my born children?
I mean, is your baby dying,
Yes.
and your baby's out of the womb, and
Yes.
you're not going to
That's not.
contribute?
Nope. Don't ask me questions. I'm asking you. Am I legally obligated to give my?
I would
It
say
has
no. You're not legally obligated.
But it has the potential and it's innocent life.
Barbie, I'm gonna drop you
Yes.
because you're quiet. I'm gonna sorry. I'm gonna break up another one. So you are legally obligated to what she said.
I said no. You're not legally
So what's
obligated.
the
'Cause at this
difference?
point,
What's the difference between me owing it my life critical and biological resources in the womb and not outside of the womb?
Are y'all ready for the eye-opening?
Wait,
all
Bounty,
answering-
pause.
Bounty, I will introduce you in a moment. Please be patient.
well, because now other people can help this baby. It's not only relying on you.
Well, no, there's no other option, and I'm the only match. And people do unalive every year on the organ donation list, waiting for people who are matches. While there are matches out there, but because it's a choice, we don't force that. So why would I not be forced to give my blood to my baby?
I mean, at that point, it's almost like you're choosing to kill it.
Okay, now you're just asking me more questions. I'm just asking you.
I mean, as long as you're okay with choosing to allow this baby to die, that's your choice. And
Okay,
should you be
so
charged
then
with
I
murder?
could also have the choice for abortion.
Murder. Yes, but as long as you accept that you're committing murder.
I mean,
Well,
in your
well, that-
worldview.
So
That's
she
just
needs to
well.
accept
I
that.
mean, does anybody else? Does the legal system have to say that I did schmurder? I mean, if you want me to be like, okay, fine, it's schmurder. Like, I mean, that's all it takes. Like, I don't like what.
Yeah, that's a.
I mean, this is like a scenario where this is like the train scenario, right? Except
Cool.
there's
If you
nobody.
want to steer clear of the train scenario, I've got some information. I figure before we get into that though, we could have Doug introduce
Yeah, let
Bounty
me
so
just
that way.
introduce Hey, Bounty, how are you?
I'll take a breather for a second.
All right.
Hey, how you
Bounty,
doing?
Great. I just need to know your age first. Okay.
I'm 38, about to
Okay.
be 39 actually.
Okay. Cool. And you are opposition. I assume you're pro-life.
Yes,
Okay. You are.
but I will give exceptions, but basically yes.
Oh, nice of you. All right. Well, you
Well,
can
I
chime
mean,
in.
we got to meet in the middle.
You can
I
chime
mean-
on in. I feel
I
like we
just
sort
want
of
to
hit a dead
say,
end a little bit. I just
yeah, I
wanted
have a
Could I
very
introduce
good
what I was
comeback
saying
to what-
earlier, so he's informed
was
of what
waiting,
that
but-
90%,
Well, it's fine. But
10%.
hold on, Bounty. I'd like to hear your opinion real quick. Just what's your overall opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting. So earlier she said that, you know, when you're having sex, does the woman basically is her goal to get pregnant. No, it's not her goal. But you know what? Just like nature made sex so that humans would procreate regardless
how?
of the
How?
Hey, stop.
How?
I'll listen to you.
Wait, can you
Regardless
explain?
of the
Can you just-
emotions
Wait, can you
which are
explain
being
that?
shown here right
Excuse
now
me.
of
Can you
the
explain?
woman.
Can you explain that
Nature
part?
did not care.
All right. Can you explain what you mean by nature? Are you talking about the mechanisms of
Yeah, like science, the whole reason we're born.
right? Are you just saying a penis
It's a reproductive.
Right.
It's so that life can continue.
Okay, calm down. Are you just saying
It's how cells
hold on.
regenerate. It's how
That's-
viruses.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna
He's
you're
just
gonna
gonna
have to
keep,
calm down.
going
So
on.
are
for-
you referencing that like sperm in vagina creates a baby and that's done through sex? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that earlier you said, and you'll probably interrupt me again, just like your emotions are interrupting your
Stop.
thought process.
Just
but
stay focused on the
listen,
statement, please.
What I'm saying is reproduction is not a nature of either one intellect or emotion by the female.
I don't think you know
and
what you're saying.
listen, and it's not a byproduct of consent either. Reproduction.
Okay, why don't you tell us why don't you tell us why the woman's clitoris is on the outside of her vagina?
Reproduction is made for the sole purpose of nature. It's made by nature so that
You're
we can
not
survive.
saying
the way I
anything.
do it.
So that we can
aren't, dude.
survive.
Like
You're
so
not
the fact
saying
that
anything.
no,
Guys,
listen. The fact that
do
you
the word
argued
salad,
earlier
you know.
is
Lots of
sex
word salad,
just
you
for reproduction. Actually,
Okay, dude, listen. No, but you're just saying a lot of
actually,
words.
yes. Scientifically, sex is just for reproduction. Sex
Really?
does not your sperm,
That's all
your
it's for.
egg
Can you
does
stop-
not
can you give us
consider
the
your
source?
feelings,
Wait,
emotions.
can you give us-
doing it wrong my whole
your
life,
consent.
and I'm okay with that.
Okay, can you just give us a source for that?
Common sense.
Wait,
You're-
that
is
listen,
not a source.
Hold on.
Listen,
Wait,
I'll
wait.
explain it. I'll
That's
get
Maga's
less
favorite
aggressive.
source.
Bounty,
I'll talk
shut
softer.
up. Bounty, shut the fuck up.
You're
Honestly, shut up.
He's very annoying.
So why is a woman's clitoris on the outside of her vagina? Why does a woman orgasm if it has no functions in getting pregnant?
Now you can unmute.
Yeah, you can answer that, man.
okay. Yeah, I'll give it exactly to you. Do you understand how plants work?
I'm
Okay, so
Flowers?
Yes.
can
Yes,
you
I-
answer the question?
Yes.
So you need something to attract to something, and you need a reason for the two to mate, right?
Wait,
okay.
hold on.
To
Wait,
create
wait,
pollination and reproduction,
Wait a second. Are you unaware that there are two different
which
types
is
of
key to
Wait, did
survival.
you not
of-
know that you can give two different types of orgasms to women and one of them is internal?
aware.
Wait, you did. Well, of course you were aware. So, Bounty,
Oh, yeah.
were you unaware that the internal orgasm is a way that a woman could have an orgasm with sex, but that there is another way that women can orgasm, which is with the clitoris,
Wait, and
which is
before-
out. So, why do we have a clitoris for external stimulation?
And I haven't even on that exact same pathway. If it's all about reproduction, why is the man's G spot in his
butthole, in
Yep.
his butthole.
I can
Yeah.
explain all this, but
Can I
I'm
put
just
my
going to get
finger-
talked
hey,
over.
wait,
and
do
can
you
I-
you
Sounds
know-
like he has the answers to everything. Let's
yeah,
hear
yeah.
your
If you
answer.
know why it's
I can explain
up
it
the
all,
bum,
but
that
you
would
just
be-
mute
and
me.
how that has
that's it.
anything to do with-
G spot is up the butt.
Because we were all originated from, guess what? The first cell to differentiate from your stem cell is what?
To what?
Divergiate?
What was that word that you used?
Divergiate?
I'm sorry.
What is
To divert what?
divergiate? Divergiate?
divergiate.
What is
Can
divergiate?
I look up that? What's that word? I just
Asshole
wanna look it
cell.
up.
Look it up. It's your
Divergiate.
butthole. We were all born from buttholes.
Actually,
That's
that's
why
not
your
true,
butthole
sir.
has the
That's
most
not
nerve
true.
endings in
Oh,
your
That's
body.
not
my
Yes, oh, it
God.
is.
That's
It's very
not
true.
true.
I have a
He's
biochem
not.
chem double major. I know
sure you
this
do.
shit. Just
Did
because
he
I
just
drink
say
and
that
I'm from
we were all
Louisiana
born from
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm not retarded. I'm not sober,
And
Someone
you dropped
take
but
a
it.
I
slur.
know exactly what I'm talking about.
He dropped Doug.
I know someone can't come. I can't do it at the second.
I got it.
Kick me because
because you dropped a slur.
You also said that originally we were all born out of buttholes, and I just like have to say that that's some pretty absurd misinformation or disinformation or whatever you want to call it.
So now that we're back to the grown-ups who aren't like massively overspeaking each other again, POV, do you know the number one reason why pregnant people get ABs?
The number one reason? I don't know the number one reason.
Okay, so out of states that track it, the number one reason why pregnant people get ABs is because they say, and I quote, it will take food out of the mouth of the children that they already have. You can check what I'm saying here. It's via KFF.
I'm sorry, I came in. I'm sorry, I came in.
No, Elgride, I just want to make sure your opposition. Are you in disagreement here? Are you pro-life? It's a yes or no. Are you pro-life? Elgride, yes, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, goodbye. All right, I'm gonna bring up another guest, guys. I'm only looking for opposition. So if you're in the request box, if you're in the request box and you agree with Ash, Chris, myself, please drop from the request box. Okay. If you guys are enjoying live, click the red follow button in the top left. Please sub to me on the tube. I am currently streaming there. It'd be nice if you can watch me there as well. I'm just trying to get the viewership up there. It's Dougielifts, Dougielifts. Link is also in the bio. Definitely follow Ash. Definitely follow Chris, and show them a little bit of support too if y'all can. All right. Well, we can continue this conversation while I try to bring somebody up. I think most of us.
Okay. Yeah. So you were saying most because the number one reason for ABs is
because it will take food out of the mouth of the kids they already have.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's super expensive to have kids in this country.
Shut up.
It is. And unfortunately, I don't know how truthful these people are when it comes to listing these reasons as to why they're getting these.
Are you questioning the honesty of pregnant people who are giving their reason why they're getting an AB?
I am. Yes.
Cool.
Because
so why would they say yes? I've already had a child, and then say the reason why is because not only do they A, have a child, but also B, that this would take food out of the mouth of the kids they already have. Are they just making this all up?
Hold on, I gotta do an age check real quick. Mech, how old are you? Mech. Yeah,
that's a child.
Ooh, that was
that
was like a baby noise.
What Chris is saying, it just falls underneath the financial reason, which is like the overarching reason, and then having other children is one of the number one reasons. I believe it's like 71% of people who seek out abortions are either in a committed relationship and or have other children at home. And so the financial aspect, which includes food and being able to take care of their other children at home wholly. So I also think it's I think it's really disrespectful and just kind of shows that men don't believe women when you say that people, when they choose to not be pregnant, that they're making that reason. Anybody who can be pregnant.
So 1 second, Chris. King, are you opposition?
What is opposition? Is that someone?
So in this specific discussion, it would be someone who is pro-life.
Yeah, but that's not what I wanted to talk about, so I'll leave. Wanted to talk about Trump. I don't.
All right. Well,
if you want to shift the conversation, Doug, you can. I don't know if you want to get back to Trump, but I'm happy to go.
I never do this topic really. I'm fine. Do you guys want to stay on this topic, chat? I'm fine.
I wish that POV would just engage a little bit more honestly with answering the questions, and then we can kind of get to it. I think the reason he's not answering the questions is because he knows
it
doesn't make a lot of sense.
wouldn't say all of them, but some of these questions are a little disingenuous and
No,
require
you
more
have
than
no
just a
absolutely
straight up
none of
answer.
them have been-
answer. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I was just saying not a single one of them
Howdy,
have been
partner.
disingenuous, but to your point, what you were saying right there at the end is he hasn't answered a damn one even before.
Right. And the only
Yeah.
question I'm really asking you is what is the obligation? And you keep asking me questions like, well, shouldn't it be an obligation in this case if you're like, but you're, and then my
Yes, it should be an
response is
obligation.
going to always be no, because you haven't given me the obligation yet. Tell me what the obligation is. Where does the
if you're-
obligation come from? Sorry.
If you don't fall in that 10%, that because most abortions from most ABs for the most part are not for those extreme cases, right? Most
Correct.
ones are.
But you're just saying because I had sex. So say it, right?
And
Say it.
even
Just say what you're saying. I don't know why you can't say it. Do you not know or do you not want to say it?
the other piece is you can't prove that because the threshold around saying that the reason somebody got an AB was because of grape or incest, that requires a proving that.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
Barbie,
the other variability around it.
Barbie, if you're gonna be up here, I do need you to engage in the conversation. Not
The only reason I wasn't engaging is because it seems like they're asking him a lot of questions, and I just don't want to butt in. That's all.
It is hard to have a conversation with two people because his reasoning could be different.
I hear that.
And so it is hard to
It might be good. Barbie, are you okay? And King, we can maybe divert back to the original topic. Barbie, are you fine with talking about Trump and the current administration? Or
Totally fine with that.
Okay, let's shift over to that. I think
That's fine. I'm gonna get back to doing some things. I apprate you for having me.
Absolutely, Ash. Great
Yep.
having you. Make sure you
Take
guys
care.
can
Bye,
make sure
Chris.
you
Appreciate the
follow, okay?
conversation.
Yep.
Thanks, Ash.
Ash, great to see you.
All right.
You
and
too, bye.
and POV, you can still stay here for that's fine. That's fine. King, so what did you want to say? Because you're the first one who wanted to talk about that topic.
Yeah, well, they actually wanted to address the prompt, like why. So I don't think. Well, I can speak for myself. I don't hate any of those categories that are listed.
Okay.
And I think part of the problem now is that we've essentially left from a reason-based society to more, let's say somewhat ideological, where the reasoning doesn't matter, it's the ideas. And it's like if you're against the ideas or if you have some sort of alternative view of the idea, people treat it as if you actually hate something. And it's just
I
not the
would
case.
take a very different stance. Go ahead, Doug. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think in today's political environment, we're sort of past the part of just like agreeing to disagree. I think maybe that could have been done a couple decades ago, or if not, probably several decades ago. But we can't just agree to disagree on some of these topics. Like we're going to use ICE, for example. I think the way that they are being currently used and the way that they are operating within society today, I find it to be deeply problematic and immoral. And it's hard for me to just agree to disagree with someone on that stance. And I think if somebody supports that, I do think you have some sort of moral issue with you, to be honest.
What is immoral about enforcing a law?
Are you talking specifically about immigration?
Well, he mentioned ICE. That's all ICE is
Cool.
doing.
So ICE isn't enforcing the law. They've actually been pretty consistently breaking the law.
Right. That's my problem with it.
How are they?
Yeah, they're not.
How are they
a lot of
breaking
the-
it?
Okay, so if you look at the example of Chicago, there was a court case that wrapped up in August where the court case was about people who were in the country legally but had been detained and had been sitting for months in detention centers.
And
What they found was that of the more than 1,200 people that had been detained in Chicago, more than 600 of them had grounds to legally be in the U.S.
Grounds to like what?
Yeah,
does
so
that,
people who were naturalized citizens, people who had visas, people who
naturalized citizens.
had yes,
So ICE had hundreds of naturalized citizens in Chicago.
they had
detained.
some. I don't have the exact numbers of each of the reasons, but
What
it was
is
part of a
what
court
is the
case.
what is the name of this case, ma'am?
Not a ma'am. Let me pull up the notes on
she's
that real quick.
King, we're not gonna do this. If you don't want to respect people outside of this live, that's on you.
literally said ma'am, and she
I
says I'm
understand,
not a
and
man.
Chris just corrected you.
Not a ma'am.
That's it. Just correct.
What
That's
is
all. Yeah,
what is she?
You're just
not a she.
Just
My
go by they,
pronouns
them.
are they them. If you can't utilize or don't feel comfortable utilizing they them pronouns, feel free to just call me by my name and not use a pronoun. Okay? It's Chris. Super fucking easy.
Jesus, like
Hey, King. You know, ICE actually detained a police officer in Minnesota.
I'm pretty sure they had their reasons too.
What was the
Now-
reason? They were a U.S. citizen, clearly.
Well, why don't you tell me the reason?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But you know that they detained someone who is a police officer, right? So why did they detain that person? Did they just rolled up on them and says, "Boom, we're going to arrest you"? They're like, these are rational people, right? So there has to be a reason why
sure.
they
So
did
they've been
something.
doing this with many people. Like you legally don't have to provide your ID or proof of citizenship to them if
Can
they're
we-
asking out of nowhere. They don't have to, but they're detaining people who are doing that.
Can we please stick to the example that you brought up?
It
ICE
happened in that
detained
example. It happened in that example.
They detain. So can you explain the details to me? Because I get the sense you're looking at it right now.
I can
Hey,
have it
so-
pulled up. We can talk about it more. But go ahead, Chris.
Hey,
'cause
yeah,
you're thinking-
I
Like,
don't
Chris,
have
real
the name.
quick.
Hold.
Can I
Why
have-
did they
He asked
detain him?
he asked a question, so I want to provide the answer of that. Okay, so I don't have the name of the case because I don't see it listed on any of the news sites that were covering it because it was just this past year. But the judge was District Judge Jeffrey Cummings, and the prosecuting the group of prosecutors was the ACLU and the National Immigrant Justice Center. So if you were to search for Judge Jeff Cummings and ACLU related to Operation Midway Blitz, it will show you that of those arrested, 615 are not subject to mandatory detention and don't have any final orders of removal. And of those, if you look into the details of it, the reasons why were things like A, naturalized citizens, B, people with valid visas, C, people who had green cards, people who had temporary protection status. So there were a myriad of reasons why people were here legally, and yet they were detained by ICE for months.
Can I ask you, what was the number that you said was like total people detained by ICE in Chicago?
At that point, it was more than 1,200. I believe all total, it was during Operation Midway Blitz. I believe it was all total around 1,300 total, but this was
Okay.
615 that were detained, and we're still, and as of the time that this case was settled, we're still in ICE detention custody.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I
Absolutely.
was trying to do math, and I thought you said 12,000. And
Oh no, 1,200.
never mind. My bad.
1,200. So the point of it being is that, like, for me, when we talk about, like, you know, what we hear Trumpers say all the time is, like, you know, fraud, waste, and abuse. And I would think that if more than that almost half the people detained were detained without cause and were legally allowed to be here, that would be really inefficient, because we've been paying to, like, house and feed them, and that would seem like a really poor use of our tax dollars. Just me, you know.
Are you there, man?
Like, where do you guys want to start first? Because I think this person is giving incomplete information about this case.
I'll show you.
And
I'll
I
show you
also-
one
What's
of
the missing
the
information?
articles about it.
What's the missing?
but I
information?
also believe that you are given non-complete information about ICE detaining a police officer
Okay, so
also.
what's the missing information?
So we could start with the fact that she said that they
Not a
had.
she.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't do that on purpose. Clearly,
Thank you.
it's like difficult. You guys
Not
do.
that
You
hard.
I
It's
just
really
said
that
not a
difficult.
she. Go ahead and move on.
Yeah. I mean, you have to admit. I'm not even gonna.
No,
go
no.
there.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah. Well, so this person, she said. This
Fuck's
person
sake.
said that. This
Dude.
person said that. That.
My name is Chris.
Chris.
Chris said that what?
That ICE had detained U.S. citizens for
Yes,
months.
they have.
There's no evidence of that,
That's
and
actually untrue.
this.
There's plenty of them. Are you just gonna nut everything that we say?
I'm literally looking at the case here. Well, not the case, but this is an article written by the National Immigrant Justice Center. So it's clearly framed in a left or a pro-immigrant way because it's the National Immigrant Justice Center, obviously. So they're going to have
Do you know
some
how
sort
many
of bias.
immigrants? How many U.S. citizens have been detained so far?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm
go
pretty
ahead.
sure there are several. Perhaps
No,
in
it's more than
100.
several.
Yeah,
It's more
but
than
the
it's more than
difference is-
170.
Yeah, but yeah,
More
that's
than
fine with me.
170.
That's fine
And that
with
was
me.
as of the beginning of October.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine that ICE can
You
detain.
think so? If they rounded you up and kept you in
Can I
detention center for
actually
months,
speak?
you'd
Can
be
I
okay
actually
with
speak?
that?
Yeah. So I think this idea that there are two things being said here. Number one, U.S. citizens are being detained by ICE.
They
Number
are.
two, they're being held in detention for months.
They
I
are.
would, Jesus. The first claim I will concede and I support it. And I think there are logical reasons why a U.S. citizen can be detained by ICE. But the claim that they're being held in detention for months, I will
we'll address
reject
that
that.
second part. Why is it okay to detain U.S. citizens?
Probable cause if they look
They
Mexican.
don't.
Wait.
Okay, so how does somebody look Mexican?
Okay, I can't
Have you
tell if
ever
you're trolling
been-
at this point.
Have you ever been to Mexico? I mean, this is a very genuine question. Have you ever been to Mexico?
Yes, there are a lot of people there that are of Spanish descent that look
Okay.
white, but the majority of Mexicans
No, not just look white. Do
are
do
white.
do Mexican people look one specific way only?
Well, compared to Americans, yes.
No, they don't.
Okay,
They look a
so
lot of different ways, and they come in all races, all
Yeah.
orientations.
we're going to
All
play the game like
backgrounds.
we don't live in reality.
King,
We know
King,
what a
King,
South or Central American person
King.
looks
All
like.
right, enough. King, why did you just say the quiet part out loud? I mean, it's not really quiet anymore. Let's be fair.
Well, because
But-
why do we have to pretend?
so you're,
Nobody's pretending.
Can you say to me where it would be legal to detain someone based on their skin color or how they look in general?
Yeah, well, the Supreme Court recently, Justice Kavanaugh wrote the specific order, said that we can, or ICE, not we, can question people based on the
Not
fact
question.
that they speak English with an accent.
Somebody's
They-
not questioning.
Oh my God.
Go
When
ahead.
you
Don't
question
oh my God,
someone, when you question someone and you suspect that they may be an illegal immigrant and they do not have identification to prove
But it's not illegal
otherwise,
to not have identification on you, though.
yeah, but then you can be detained
Can
while
we,
they're doing.
Can we detain you? I
Right,
mean,
right,
you don't sound
right.
like
And-
you're American. You sound like
Yes,
you have an
like
accent.
you,
Hey,
you
And
guys,
Doug-
you guys
Yeah.
keep trying to cut me off
We're
before
not trying to cut you off.
I
so-
land the point.
Manny's
what's up, Chris?
in queue asking to ask 2 questions. I'm trying to find
Manny?
a break
Oh,
so I
yeah,
can
yeah,
tell
Manny, you can
Doug
come up.
that
That's cool.
Manny wants
guys,
to come
let's-
up to ask 2 questions.
Let's keep tapping. Say at 80,000 likes, we'll swap out an opposition. What's up, Manny? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing
Hey,
pretty
Manny.
good. I look, you guys are going through the 170 U.S. citizens that have been actually brought up in the hearing as well.
Did you hear
he's
the
going to
part
refute
where he
that.
said you can detain?
Yeah,
people?
I want to get to that. So,
Okay.
You can come off of mute, sir. I just have 2 questions for
Yeah,
you.
dude, come off mute. Hey, and guys, if you can, please hit the red follow button on the top left. Dude, unmute
Well,
yourself.
like, I
And
mean,
okay,
ask
guys,
the
subscribe to him if you
question.
need to.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
have to
I mean,
be
like,
off
dude, you're not
mute to
debating. This
hear
isn't a
you.
debate. I just want to know. I just have 2 questions. First off, are you black?
Yes.
Okay. Do I look black?
I don't know what you look like, but your picture.
What do you mean? I have my picture right here.
Well, that looks racially ambiguous. You clearly don't look white.
Racially ambiguous. But you said that you definitely know what Mexicans look like.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, do I look black?
You could be biracial. You could be Hispanic. I mean, what I know for a fact is you're not European.
Okay. So you have admitted to that a person can be more than one thing. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what does this do to the narrative that someone looks Mexican, meaning we can detain them because they look Mexican?
Does nothing to the narrative.
No?
Because we are.
So I could say
I mean,
that you
do
look
I get to-
Mexican, right?
So if I'm an ICE agent and I'm trying to figure out who's illegal, right? I want to go up to people who look like they're from a different country, right? And
What does that mean?
so if they are dressing very differently, if they're usually in a large,
How do people from
this is in terms of if you were to
Right? How does somebody from Canada dress?
they dress pretty much the same as us.
Okay. How does somebody from Europe dress?
Pretty much the same as us. Maybe
How does
a
somebody
little
from
more stylish.
Switzerland dress?
People from Europe, people in European
Same.
countries can dress very differently than.
We'll take. We'll
Does somebody from Mexico not wear shoes, pants, and t-shirt?
We'll take immigrants
Absolutely
from
do.
Switzerland.
I'm saying there's multiple ways, multiple factors that you're inputting into your head, right, to corroborate that someone might be
Corroborate.
illegal.
Are you telling me that the people that ICE has been detaining are people that are not wearing shoes, pants, and a shirt?
No, I think you were
that's
being
not what I'm
silly.
saying.
and
What do you mean? I'm just
disingenuous.
no. He brought in articles of clothing, meaning that they're obviously from a different origin. So I'm
he
trying to
was
figure
giving-
out what is there
He was
is there a
attempting-
national is there like a
He was
national clothing?
attempting to
Yeah, there is a
articulate-
culture. There is a
He was
national
You can
attempting
stop
to
using
articulate-
Guys,
using
there's
SAT
too much
terms.
over-talking.
Yeah.
Let's not overlook the fact that I believe it was King that said we will take immigrants from Switzerland.
We would.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they are qualitatively better than the ones that we get from Mexico.
Well, how so? Based on what?
Well, they're less likely to go on welfare. They're less likely to commit crime. They're more likely to be more educated, and they're more likely to be net contributors.
I know that you.
Help us
That's
do
fine.
it,
You
then.
can kick
I
the
just-
anti-black intellectual. That's fine.
Dude, you got to put your camera on for this. Like, I
Why?
don't normally ask people to do that, but like you're saying some wild ass stuff. You got.
No, like, me, I don't have to be up.
Dude, if you're gonna say this racist ass shit,
It's
How
very
is it
racist.
racist when
you
it's
have to be brave
facts?
enough to show your face.
How
But
is it
Doug,
racist
it
when
does.
it's facts?
But Doug, it does figure out that Republicans would want one of the most educated demographic in the world, which would be anybody from the Netherlands, to migrate even into the United States, even though we know that people from the Netherlands do not migrate into the United States in any type of any type of significant capacity. Sweden is actually actively protesting against Trump as we speak for going to the Economic Forum.
Bro,
Literally today.
You gotta put
they
your camera on,
protest
dude.
against
King,
Davos.
King,
He does not have to
you
put
gotta
his
put your
camera
camera on, man.
Every year there's a protest at
Otherwise, I'm
Davos.
gonna kick you. So.
Oh, that's fine. You could kick me. I'm not turning my camera on for this
Why are you afraid to show your face?
because I don't want to.
Because you're saying racist stuff and you don't want it to be.
Nothing I've said is racist. It's
Really?
facts.
And I would say it's xenophobic at the very
Wait,
least.
It's very
so-
xenophobic.
Can I-
Get out of here, dude.
Here, can I add a personal story?
I don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
It's very.
I would
relevant
rather
to our
instead of-
conversation.
We don't need personal stories.
I'd
You know
rather
what's-
you guys get back to the 170 citizens that have been unlawfully detained and arrested underneath this administration.
Let me bring up another opposition. So, hey, if you
It's-
are a friendly in the request box, please drop them.
Could
We're
I-
looking for opposition.
Can I say something real
Can I
quick?
ask something to Doug?
Oh my God.
POV, go ahead.
Okay, we actually
Doug,
have people. What's
Doug,
up?
why do you want? It seems very counter helpful to ask one of us to show our face.
Will.
It seems like you want someone to show their face for the intention of potentially maybe not you, but somebody else doxing them or looking them up and
Yeah,
trying to find
sure.
out
I
who they
think if you
are.
say some incredibly racist and xenophobic and harmful things, yeah, I think I really don't have an issue with you being doxxed.
Is
I just don't.
that
Can I expand on that? So the idea is that you would stand 10 toes down on your belief system of being xenophobic and racist and misogynistic and all that stuff. You would be able to say the things that you're saying behind a PFP, for some people not even a PFP at all, and you would be able to say that with your face in person, staring at somebody, having that same conversation. You'd be able to do that same thing. And the fact that you wouldn't be able to online, but you would say that stuff, just shows that you don't really stand 10 toes down on this belief system. You're just either saying it to be a troll, as what that other anti-black intellectual was doing, or that you are scared of the repercussions that would come if you were to actually say that.
Right.
Two things can be true. You could be scared and you don't believe it.
It does seem like there potentially could be repercussions because people were getting canceled for the longest time for saying simple things, right?
I'm sorry, I don't have any feelings towards people who get canceled for saying racist, xenophobic, misogynistic things. Like,
But what about
my heart does
but
not
do
go
you-
out for that.
But
If
there's
somebody says problematic shit on the internet, don't you think that they should be, I don't know, accountable to the words that they say?
to some degree, yes. Right? You
No,
shouldn't
I mean,
yell
like,
fire in a
people
movie
come up here
theater.
and say like Yahtzee shit up here all the time before they get kicked. Don't you think that just me talking out of school here, if people are saying problematic shit, don't you think they should be they should have some accountability? And if like, say for example, their boss were to see like, hey, they're saying Yahtzee shit, that their boss sees them doing that on the internet, then regardless of whether they're hiding behind a profile picture or not, if you're going to have the guts to say something like that on the internet, have the guts to at least show your face.
I'm not so much sure as if it's guts as being stupid, because the internet's a funny thing. It's not like you're having a conversation with somebody one-on-one. You're having something that could potentially be recorded and broadcast to hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. Obviously, this is not really the case in this sort of scenario, but there is the potential for that to happen.
I think you take on that. I think you knowingly agree to take on that risk every single time you open up your mouth on any social media platform, regardless of whether it's.
This is true. This is true.
So, like, if you want us to feel a certain way because someone, so you said yell fire in a movie theater, right? That's legal. That's law, right? But you think that somebody who is saying white lives matter, more so white supremacy, right? White power, is going out and saying white superiority, and then yelling that in the faces of brown and black individuals, and you don't think that person, at the very least, should just get punched and decked in the face, and you think, anonymity, don't do that, like, no, I'm sorry, if you're gonna say that shit online, if you're gonna go into my comment sections or go into my DMs and say like, oh, I'm gonna deport you back to the country that I think you are from and all that shit, but you wouldn't say it in my face. I'm just okay. I don't have feelings about you getting doxxed online. Like what? No.
Neither do I.
Honestly, that's a double standard, though. That's a double standard, right?
I used to have different opinions on that, and I've gotten to the point lately where I just don't care. I'll be honest. A lot of people on the right, you guys have radicalized me pretty far to the left. You really have, with everything that's been going on. I've gotten pushed further and further to the left over the years just because of everything that's going on. So I have no problem with those people be doxxed for saying that shit. I just don't.
Well, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk was horrible, and that's just an extreme case, but the canceling is more accurate. But as a double standard to Manuel's point,
Can you name literally anybody who's been canceled off the internet?
yeah, I can name several people.
Who's been canceled?
Almost any. I mean, they weren't even that.
Name
actually,
one.
I don't know how
They asked you. They did ask you to name one.
Tell us somebody.
Name one.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Milo left.
Yiannopoulos has still been working.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still working, but he's not like he got canceled.
No, he was canceled. He would not still be working.
Yeah.
He's
So
still working. He's still
you're
getting paid.
mistaking backlash for being canceled. Yes, if you say awful things, there's going to be a lot of people who just don't know how to watch you anymore. That's not being
Well,
canceled.
I mean,
True.
Are you
their
talking about
jobs.
Milo, the British far right
Yeah.
political commentator
Yeah.
whose
Milo
speeches and
Yiannopoulos.
writings
I
criticize
think
Islam,
I think he's
feminism,
very
and social
theatrical.
justice?
I think he
Okay,
says stuff to
to
be
be fair,
theatrical.
if you can't
He's
criticize
an
anything,
ex-gay.
that's you should be able to criticize some things, right?
No,
Like-
it's not so much that you can't criticize them, but here's the thing: if you're criticizing stuff, and you say like I don't know Yahtzee shit, for example, then you better have the guts to like understand that that's going to come with some consequences. So, for example, if one of your top donors were to be, say, I don't know, Jewish, and they are like, hey, so I saw what you said the other night, I'm going to go ahead and pull my funding, you should expect that to happen.
I don't know how
Right.
canceled Milo is if he's on the Tucker Carlson show last month.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure
has-
out where's.
Pretty fucking not canceled.
He has made a
Who else do
comeback,
you have?
but he was gone for
Oh, well,
about
the-
10 years or
But
so.
that was on his own.
No,
He
no.
said he retired. He actually said in a post after CK, hit the dirt that it was like, oh, I guess I'm coming out of retirement. It doesn't seem like he was canceled, more that he was retired. I'm sorry. I'm missing the answer to their question where somebody has been canceled from the internet.
I guess for me,
So,
if I
so
can
they're
say,
because of this far right. Okay, I mean, let me finish real quick. Because of the upsurge of right support, I should say. I'm not sure about. I mean, there is some far right support as well. Yeah, obviously, but
Reuters,
because
yeah.
of the surge, it's allowed some of these people who were canceled to come back.
No. If they were canceled, they would not be able to speak publicly about stuff. It just provided them the fact that CK was unalived. There was a gap in the market where they were able to come in and be like, "Hey, so I hear that saying YT supremacist shit was back in style again. Let me
Can I
have at
also
it."
Okay, let me address something real quick because this is something that the left has done for quite a while, and it has been done in this conversation just now as an overcharacterization and an overgeneralization by using the words like the schmatzi and white supremacy, right? Because while these things, if you look at their core values, if you look at white supremacy as itself or the schmatzi stuff, these are very extreme values, and you do not hear these extreme values being shared
You don't.
in most right side circles.
Really?
Can I say that
I say it all the time here.
right? And
Yeah, we hear
can I just say that
every fucking day.
can I say that I have a small 5% agreement with you? That white supremacy as a term is just a complete and utter it's bullshit. It's just a fabricated lie. It's really white fragility. It's white. It's white frailty, right? Because I don't know another race that says white we're the superior race and then gets mad at another race doing well, right? The someone else is doing better than me. I need to go and then colonize them. No, someone's doing better than me. I need to go and take their land and enslave those people. It doesn't really show supremacy, right? So I agree. CK probably wasn't a white supremacist in the actual literal definition of what supremacy means. He was a failure. He was a failure.
Y'all know why Milo Yiannopoulos initially went into retirement? Do you know why the
Howdy, partner.
right? Why the GOP refuses to platform him?
Oh, I know exactly why.
Something was with Israel. I don't know.
No, worse than that. He was saying that it was okay for men and
Howdy, partner.
children as young as 13 to be in relationships.
With an
He's a
adult.
fucking P3.
With adults. Oh, okay.
He was advocating
With
for
adults.
video behavior. Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
well,
totally
in that
okay
case, maybe
with
that's
P3
justified.
behavior.
Well, I mean,
CPAC. Okay, CPAC, the same CPAC that said I should be unalive as a trans person. CPAC was like, that is a bridge too far.
Hold on, though. Hold on. You said that's actually justified. That's interesting that you said that. Our president, over a month ago, was supposed to, via Congress, was supposed to release the e-files, which has plenty of P3Os in it.
Yeah.
He has not. Is that
Yeah, I mean,
problematic?
did you see-
Because he, at the very
It
least,
is
is
up-
protecting
it-
them.
Is 100% problematic.
And you saw what the DOJ has said about
Howdy,
that about that, right?
I mean, they've said a lot of things, but they still haven't said the entire files.
No, they've said that they won't. They put forth
Oh my
a
gosh.
case
Gabby,
saying
thank
that
you
they
so
shouldn't
much.
have
W
to.
Gabby in the comments. Thank you. You're the best.
W Gabby. So
W.
they've explicitly come out with a new case saying that they don't need to put forth any more records, and they are saying that they are refusing to provide anything else, and that they shouldn't have to, and that they don't need
wild,
to
huh?
follow the law that they just had put in place.
Yeah, I'm on board with the whole Epstein thing, man. It's unfortunate that it's happening, but
I just feel like there's not enough backlash on that, right? Like,
100%.
Listen, like let's put it again into perspective. Probably one of the biggest P30 things that have ever existed, at least that we know of, is being suppressed by the president of the United States, who is not releasing the information.
Well, it's not just him. I'm sure there's tons of people who are like, you cannot release that list.
Well,
you
but,
know,
but,
otherwise my
ultimately it
whole
is
life-
him. Ultimately.
And I mean, you've heard all of the
yes,
talk
but,
about
you know,
like Bill Clinton, okay, where they said, well, Bill Clinton's name is on the list, and what I've said, what Doug has said, I would assume what Manny says as well, is the fact that, like, if they're on their list, release it. If people did wrong, try and convict them, throw them all in jail. I don't give two fucks what side of the aisle they're on. Bill Clinton himself has come out and said, release it all. If I'm on it, I'm on it. I don't give any fucks.
Yeah, that they should do that. I'm in
should.
full support.
Can I ask something? Do you think the backlash would be the same if anyone other than Trump was not releasing it? Because I
It
feel
would-
like
it would be, yes.
I
Yes.
feel like Trump gets a little
I think
extra
he's-
hate for a lot.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
okay,
think so
maybe-
at all.
maybe
I
not
think
the
he
exact
doesn't
same
follow
amount
the
of hate,
law.
but-
Even if
I
that were,
think he
Sorry,
doesn't
go ahead,
follow the law, and he plays victim all the time. Sorry, Doug. Go ahead.
No, but Barbie, like, even if that were true, let's say he gets extra hate for whatever, does that make this event any better?
Absolutely not. I'm just saying, based on my experiences and talking with people, I feel like a lot of stuff is very hate oriented towards him. Which, listen, I'm not saying that I'm all for the guy. I'm not. However, as someone who's more central, I know that one president won't get as much hate for something, such as
Biden
going
got
back to the
plenty-
ICE, such as
Biden got
deporting
plenty
people.
of hate.
So did Obama.
He definitely got
Here's
hate,
the
but
thing,
he
I
didn't
would
get as
say-
much as Trump.
No, he absolutely fucking did. He got assaulted in the media for fucking months
It
after
was not
wearing
the same, though. It was
for
not the
wearing a tan suit, which he
Wait.
looked very sharp in, by the way.
We can
So were there a bunch of protests?
Hold on, we can pinpoint this to actual policies underneath Obama's administration. So we do have the strikes in Syria that were highly contested as invading someone else's sovereignty, but the United States gets to do it. Highly contested by not only the Democrats but also the Republican Party, saying that was illegal to do what he did in Syria. And then the unaliving of, 2 or 3 American citizens out there as well. Very, very much still talked to this day as the worst act that apparently Obama could have done. Then we have the Fast and Furious, which was the protocol for trying to track weapons going into Mexico. They lost track of a bunch of weapons. They lost track of a crap ton, right? That was a big ass blunder that I still to this day condemn him for. The way that he when he entered the administration, his first administration, how he continued Bush's policies for immigration, continuing that until about year 2 of his first administration, and actually changing the scope of ICE, changing the scope of DHS, right? Because we did a hard, fast stay on Bush's administration for immigration policy, which led to both the Fast and I forget the ACLU actual court case is Fast and something, and as well as the court case that was against the disabled person. ACLU, it was a disabled person who was deported as well. Like, there are tons and tons of things that Obama's administration and Obama did that he gets labeled for, that you guys just like, you guys say that he didn't get any heat, he didn't get any hate. No, there was plenty of going around, and in Democratic cities. Again, the kids in cages thing.
Yeah.
Y'all weren't protesting that in Missouri. You guys didn't protest that in Arkansas, but you guys definitely we did in California. I did on Vernon. I did in East LA. Like that, those things definitely happened. So it's like, I don't know if it's revisionist history for a lot of people, but no, like,
Well,
presidents get heat.
Do you guys think that Trump
under Obama
deserved to get
specifically-
assassinated, though?
He didn't get assassinated. There
No,
was
no,
an
no, no.
attempt. Okay, but hold on just a moment. There were other things that Obama specifically. We've got the Tea Party movement and the birther shit. We've got the ACA stuff, which I personally did protest against because I thought he gave the right everything they wanted, and the right still kept bitching that they didn't get enough. We had issues related to racial justice and policing, specifically around Michael Brown in Ferguson and Freddie Gray in Baltimore. St. Louis native here. The anti-war and just foreign relations policies, unaliving Gaddafi. There was a lot going on there. Then you have just all of the hate that he received, and that's before you really get into the hate that he received from the right outside of the Tea Party and birther movement. But I can critique literally every president, left or right, since I've been alive. Going back to Ford. What's your point?
My point is that, yes, there was an attempt to assassinate Trump. A lot of people that I saw on the left, now this is just going based off social media, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, he deserved it. Do you think,
get off the internet. Let's not clutch pearls about what random people who are not in the room with us said about an attempt on Trump's life, because my first thought was, do not let that man unalive, because they will turn him into a fucking martyr.
Same.
Agreed, but why?
Yeah.
Now that kind of goes with
answer what some other person in some other live that isn't here,
100%.
what their state of mind is.
100%. But that kind of goes to the picture behind Doug that says, MAGA, why do you hate? Why can't we get rid of the MAGA and just say, why do you hate? Why does it have to be just MAGA?
Because the thing of it is, literally every fucking day that Doug has that background or similar backgrounds up, people will come up and bring up trans people like me, and they will spew every word in the book. The anti-Semitic hate that has the anti-Semitic slurs that get dropped up here on the daily. Doug, how many times did you hear them before Trump got back into office, before he was running? How bad was it versus now?
With the slurs, I mean, it's significantly more now. I mean, I heard them then for sure, but it is noticeably higher now. Yeah, I love if you need to say
Doug, how long have you been doing this for?
Real quick time, I just need to do a few announcements. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys are enjoying the live, please click the red follow button in the top left. If you guys have not sent your heart me, please go ahead and do so. We're also halfway towards the gift goal. If you guys can help reach that. Pay links are in my bio. I will actually put it up in the background momentarily. It's Dougielifts. It is very, very appreciated. It does allow me to continue doing these. However, it is not needed. You can support in many other ways. Make sure you guys sub to me on the tube. I am really trying to expand over there, and it's kind of hard to get it going. So if you guys want to watch me over there, that would be great. It's Dougielifts. The link is also in the bio. So if you can watch and sub to me over there, that would be terrific. What's up, Olive?
I wanted to address some hypocrisy.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So you're talking about the attention that happened on Trump back at Butler, PA, correct?
Correct.
But I could argue that people on the right, after Renee Good was murdered in broad daylight, or schmurdered in broad daylight, the right was celebrating.
Not me.
Okay, none of the people on the panel were wishing that Donald Trump was unalived.
I'm not saying that these people were.
But you're claiming that's what made, you want to go in different directions, you being a fence sitter. See, centrists like you can't make up your mind, and you only go based on what feels good to you.
Isn't that, the right of having an opinion?
No.
You go based off something that feels good to you, that you agree with?
Well, if you don't think based in logic, sure. But again, the thing I have a problem with is you're claiming that the reason why he had an attention How many times did Obama have attempts? How many times did Biden have attempts?
Let's. I want to do
0.
No. Let's. 2023. A person who actually was at the J6 Capitol attack went to Obama's house, and I'm reading this by the way. Went to Obama's house with not only weapons but with BOMB material.
100%.
Okay.
What
2019 there was. 2019, there was a militia who banded to that called themselves the United Constitutional Patriots, training to literally said on trial training to unalive Obama, ASS Obama. Okay, 2018 there was a male BOMB threat attempt to Obama. 2017 Syracuse.
No one actually.
Do you want actually? Oh, I'm sorry. Bringing BOMB material is not an. It's just a threat, guys. That's just a threat. Not like the actual gunfires that was outside the White House in 2011 when he was president, right?
Peabody mentioned in the comments. Hold on. Trump did dox Obama though.
Yeah.
Yep.
His address. He literally doxed Obama's address.
There was
That's
not
horrible.
one, there was not two, there was 3 assassination attempts in Denver and in Tennessee on Obama's life while he was there.
And that's awful.
No. You just said those are threats. I'm sorry. If someone is threatening the life of the president, which is what you are trying to bring up as equivalency, that happened. You don't condemn that. No Trump supporter condemns that. Nobody even brings that stuff up. But Trump. Oh my God, he's been saved by Jesus.
I never said that ever.
That's what the right's saying. That's what the right was saying for weeks.
Okay, but you can't tell me that that's
Okay,
how
then you
I
can't
think.
put everyone on the left in the same fucking box like you just
And
did.
I'm not. I
You
said
did.
some.
You did.
Did I say all? Did I say all? No, I did not. So no, that is not me putting everyone. Listen.
You must not know his policies in order
There was
to make
actually
your own
many more.
opinion.
I'm looking this up. There was many more during his presidency. He actually faced a record number of them during his presidency, indicating at least 8 to 11 serious plots or attempts.
Democratic or Republican, I don't think anyone should ever threaten or.
Why do you
Nice
guys?
pivot.
Why do you guys do that? This is a serious question.
Great question.
Why do you guys do that?
Do what?
So, like, when we're having a this or that in a tit for tat, and I don't even like tit for tat things, right? Because that doesn't get us anywhere. Why, when backed up to that kind of a corner where it's like, why do you guys go and say, Democrat or Republican, wings of the same feather, like coins that have both sides? I don't care, and I'm making fun of it because they're dumb analogies, right? They don't work, right? Even at the worst in modern history, what the Democrats have promised and under-delivered on, it is still not over-promising what the Republicans would do and completely done 180 on it, right? We're talking about the Democrats have always spent. They're always going to spend, and they never not spend. But the Democrats have never promised me that they're going to cut the deficit and they're going to cut spending, right? But the Republicans say that they're going to cut spending, they're going to cut the deficit, and then it keeps growing. And it's like, well, they tried, guys. They tried. No, but and you know what? Case in point, why didn't the Democrats release the e-files? Well, sir, the Democrats didn't run on releasing the e-files, but the Republicans did, and here we are having to fight tooth and nail to get it done. So no, it's not a both sides thing. It's not a Republicans, Democrats, they're all the same. It's a Republican thing. It's a Republican thing.
Okay, but you just sort of put words in my mouth and said that I was backed into a corner. I never once said that, I agreed with the people threatening Obama's life. I was just bringing that up as a talking point.
Again,
I don't even know how we got here from immigration. I mean, I would rather.
The other guy, POV, kind of snuck out while this was all going on. He was like, "Okay, I'm out of here."
Mm-hmm.
But Manuel, can I ask you what are you saying is a Republican thing?
What am I saying is a Republican thing? Over-promising and completely, not even under-delivering, not delivering at all and completely doing a 180.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the debt. That's a huge thing. Historically, we have seen ever since Reagan that Republicans have increased the deficit significantly more than Democrats have.
Indeed.
Why? Yeah, listen,
I
was.
I mean, for example, last year Trump added $2.25 trillion to the debt. which would put him on pace for $9 trillion, which would
Right,
be more than
like-
his first
And-
administration. which was a
promising
record high.
people money for in Greenland if we take over their country, $100 million, and now up to $500,000. Sorry, not million. Apologies.
But I mean, like, Republican policies, we don't even have to look on a national scale. Let's literally look at your state. Why is it that when I argue against somebody who's a Republican and they happen to live in a red state, and we don't have to take the worst red state, but why is it that a Republican is telling me how bad California is while they live in a poor red state? What is the Democratic policy in California doing against you living in Oklahoma?
Nothing. I mean,
So why is that ever a conversation?
I never.
Because
Brought
that doesn't
up.
go the other way, right? When something doesn't go right in a blue state, it's not. Oh, it's because those people in Arkansas. It's not because Ted Cruz got elected again. That doesn't happen, right? So I'm just trying to figure. Again, this goes back to the Republicans and Republicans meaning the actual the voter base. You guys tend to blame every single Democrat in existence for everything going wrong.
Just like Trump's being blamed for absolutely everything.
Hey Doug, should we POVs back in queue? It looks like there's
I'd
a
like to
bunch of
have
people back in queue. I don't know if we want to bring up.
For sure, we'll bring POV back up. Hey guys,
Yeah,
again, remember, click the red follow button in the top left. Follow Manny, follow Chris. Please show them a little bit of support. That would be very, very helpful if you guys can, but it's not needed. And pay links are in my bio. And please, if you guys can watch on the tube, that would be terrific. And at least sub to me over there. It's Dougielifts. Just trying to again grow that.
Are you wearing a Chicago shirt?
He's a Chicagoan.
I know you're from Chicago.
Hey, my brother.
Cardinals are so much better.
No sports. I just
Gotta-
noticed the C.
Gotta disagree on something.
2016 forever.
But I want to make sure we don't get accused of like ganging up on Barbie here, who's by the way been at least willing to answer a question. Cough cough.
What?
and Barbie, I will say though, one of the things that Trump's in office. We're not whatabouting. We're talking about the man who is in the office today. Right. And if you were to ask me to critique literally every president that has been alive since I was born, I can do so. I can also tell you good things about any administration that goes back during that same time frame and before. But
you name something good about the Trump administration?
Operation Warp Speed was fantastic. Saved lives. Yep.
Okay.
Without hesitation.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Can you say something critical of Trump?
I think he needs to be more of a both sides president. I think he is a little more one leaning.
What
Little?
gave that
He
away?
says Democrats are the enemy.
And I think that's horrible.
Trans
They're
people
not.
must
I mean,
unalive.
everyone has a right to their own opinion. And I'm not saying if you're going to be a president, you cannot be one-sided. All right.
Do you think that would destroy his entire presidency though if he became a walk the aisle guy?
No, I think
I do.
I think he would lose a lot of followers, which I don't disagree with. But I think he is sort of
If he walks the aisle, he would it wouldn't be he loses followers, not just loses his base. He would lose, he has no more power. The only reason why he has power currently is because every single thing that he's passing is through executive order. He has more executive orders currently in his 5 years that he's been president than Obama in all 8. He has more executive orders.
He has more in the 1 year than Obama did in all 8.
How long did Biden do? Because I remember hearing stories that
Biden
was
is not even. If you want, I can actually pull up the
There was a
exact
good
numbers, but
amount.
there's-
A lot of it was to overturn some things that Trump.
That
did.
was
Trump
one
has
of Trump's first executive orders.
Trump has a clear record amount for sure. Guys, we are looking for opposition, though, okay? So if you disagree with the background, if you voted for Trump, anything along those lines, there's a request button at the bottom. Please hit it. I'm fine having a panel of people. We just got to make sure we don't talk over a bunch of people, okay?
Can we go back to the kind of the speech aspect? Kind of what we're I was saying that the left generalizes hateful speech towards the right, using inflammatory language where it doesn't need to be inflammatory. It could
Could you give an example?
Yeah.
The two ones I said earlier, the schmatzi and the white
Do you know
supremacists.
what Stephen Miller has said about regarding race in this country?
Who is Stephen Miller? I'm not even. I'm sorry.
Man,
Gosh.
he is literally the only thing that is. He is the person that's pushing every single policy. I'm not even gonna like sugarcoat it and try to be like cute or anything. No, like he is literally the policy. He is literally the policy creator for both the domestic immigration as well as foreign for the DOD.
Deputy Chief of Staff for policy and Homeland Security advisor.
I have seen some crazier stuff from him.
So, do you remember the quote that they had on, was it like on the podium, the one of ours, all of yours quote? Do you remember that?
I don't.
Do you not pay
Schnazi
attention?
slogan that they just had on their podium.
It was actually out and loud during the last DHS press conference.
I mean, there's so many.
But here's the thing.
Posts.
Here's the thing. We haven't been. This is like what, the last 6 months or so, years.
He's done it. Well, Stephen Miller has been doing this for quite a while, but since he's been in the administration, he's been super loud and speaking as the voice of the administration, saying that this should be a white country.
Right. So when did this occur?
This past year.
Okay, right.
I can pull up the dates. One of them was when he said Trump had plenary power, which would mean that essentially he's like a king, and there's no bounds to his power. That was a few months ago. That was like 2 weeks ago. The one of ours, all of yours. Yeah,
I'm seeing it right now.
So what that
see it on
was, there was
screen?
in Schnazi Germany, I don't remember what year it was, but one of their soldiers got unalived. Maybe Russia potentially, I think it may have been, and the Schnazis in response unalived thousands of their civilians in response, and that's where that slogan came from. One of us, all of yours. So that was their response. So essentially saying if ICE is unalived or any one of their people are unalived, it's almost like a justification to unalive people on the left. Was the
okay? So I'm not. I mean, I'm not really for that, but the hateful speech towards the right has been happening ever since Trump started running for office. So this is, before 2016. I've been hearing the term Nazi and schmatzi and white supremacist being thrown out for quite a while.
Have you not paid
I
attention
can
to
give you more
history?
examples.
Yes, I
There's
have
plenty
been,
of
obviously,
additional
paying
examples.
So you've paid attention to history, POV,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
So if you paid attention to history, and you would see different qualifying signs, as simple as we can go all the way back to what happened a year ago today. Do y'all remember that Musk guy and that arm thing he did happened a year ago today?
Oh yeah.
There were actions that shown this. Just because you don't want to hear it doesn't
I've
mean
seen
it's
numerous
wrong.
people on the left though make that same thing, and there's no uproar.
No, you have not.
Yes, I have.
No, you have not.
I have.
Can you provide Doug with that evidence?
It's salute. I'm not saying it's like.
That's a Yahtzee salute.
Are we doing?
Yes, I know.
Elon thing?
Listen,
Yes,
that
I
came
brought
off
it up.
wrong. That came off wrong. I apologize.
And he said that people on the left have done it.
I have
I
seen
just
it.
have a.
I just want an example. Like I think the gaslighting with that is insane. Like
Yes.
Elon clearly did a Schnazi salute. Like you just can't deny it.
Hang on.
I would
Let me
like
try to
to
pull it up
see
on my
an
computer.
example
Hang
of
on. I'm
somebody on
sorry.
the left doing that, not just a wave like that. Like I want a full on.
But if you look at the full clip, Elon was not doing the salute. He was doing a wave.
He was. He
He
absolutely
wasn't. He never
was.
waved his hand.
Okay, I'm
He
gonna
never
show
waved
it.
his- This is crazy.
I can't
And
believe we're doing
I-
this again.
I
Go
can't.
ahead, Chris.
I can't
Go
believe it either.
I also, while he's pulling that up, I've got some things on my background right now.
Quotes word for word.
I'm sorry?
The quotes word for word
The
from
quotes,
Trump.
yes, the literal quotes, word for word.
Calling people
Where
vermin.
So, Mustache Man said, "I will get rid of communist vermin." Trump said, verbatim, "I will get rid of communist vermin."
I can't hear you guys for some reason. I don't know what just happened.
Mustache Man said, "I will take care of the enemy within." Trump said, "I will take care of the threat from within."
I can't hear you guys, by the way. I don't know what just happened.
These sound like, I'm not saying, it seems like kind of a general, like these are very general.
So
phrases.
Mustache Man, there's more, because this is a pattern of behavior. Mustache Man said, "Jews and migrants are poisoning Aryan blood." Trump came in and said, "Migrants are poisoning the blood of our country." Mustache Man said, "One people, one realm, one leader." Trump said, "One people, one family, one glorious nation."
I mean, these
are almost verbatim. In
What
some
he
cases,
wants-
like the first one, absolutely verbatim. And then you have the one that Olive brought up, one of ours, all of yours, which is also
yeah, that one, sure. That one.
Name one.
I mean, I could probably find something.
I don't want you to probably. I want you to actually, and not even a president. Can you find me another politician, specifically on the right, who is, or the left rather, who has ran any political campaign? I don't care, state, local, board of education. I don't really care. Any of them. Can you find them for me?
And find them saying the same thing as
Yes.
Mustache Man.
Mustache Man. Yes.
I mean, I can guarantee you, I can find some phrases that Mustache Man has said.
Then go ahead and do it, please.
I mean, I'll do this another time, but
No, why don't you do it now? Why don't you do it now?
No, I can't.
well,
Because
I'm having
again,
this, so-
the fact that you'll twist and turn so bad just to defend this person is wild to me.
So
I'm not defending. So I'm not defending Trump.
because I was trying to fix my audio.
We were naming quotes. Yeah, we were doing quotes.
We've been going through statements that Trump said that are identical to things that Mustache Man said, like verbatim identical to words Mustache Man has said. And the claim is, well, I bet we can find other people who have said comparable things. So, for example, like poisoning the blood of our country, and I will get rid of the communist vermin.
I guess it doesn't want me playing Elon's clip because now I can't hear you guys anymore.
I will say I looked at it on my own and I had not seen it in a while, and I take back everything I said, so I apologize. I was wrong about that. So
About what exactly are you saying?
Elon's salute. So that's my bad. I apologize.
Right, but the excuse from the right is that they claimed it was a tick. Like this is we're going back to the
literally
thing
just said that I was wrong.
Can I finish before you get your panties in a wad, please? Thank you.
Can we stop being rude here? Because like me and Barpy haven't been. We're not saying bad things to either.
In an aggressive tone, so I apologize. I was, owning up to my mistake.
Let's not call people aggressive. That's not cool. We don't need to go there.
But we can say that ponies in a bunch thing. Okay.
Wow.
Let's not go there.
My
We're
whole
going
point.
off YouTube. All right, now I'll be able to hear you guys. Sorry, YouTube.